Today we're checking out the T238 Electric Speed Loader Pro Edition. In the box you get a little manual, 4 different loading nozzle tips for a range of mag compatibility, the T238 Electric Speed Loader. In my case, the unit shipped with the T238 11.1 volt LiPo battery, but you might have to add this to your cart separately now since they only included them for the original pre-orders as a promotional item. This loader weighs about 670 grams empty, can hold 1800 BBs. It's very compact for what it's offering and measures 95 millimeters long by 95 millimeters wide and 147 millimeters tall. The price at time of writing is sitting around $118 and while there's cheaper options out there on the market, they are lacking features such as the OLED screen, loading modes, auto count, and a quick change nozzle tip. There's a dedicated battery channel molded in the inner body, and that's accessible by unscrewing the panel on the bottom end. It would have been great if this panel was a quick clip rather than a screw. It is kind of tedious to open and close if you want to unplug the battery at the end of your day. The loader has a 7.4 volt to 11.1 volt LiPo auto cell detection with a max battery size of 122 by 19 by 16 millimeters. Just make sure you use the battery with the DINS plug-in. T238 also offers a 1100 mAh battery to perfectly fit into the modal channel that you can buy separately from the loader. Alternatively, you can pick up or use any of your other 7.4 or 11.1 volt LiPo batteries that meet the same size specification. This loader comes with a nice and crisp OLED screen controlled by a 5-way joystick style knob. The OLED screen is awesome and it gives you real-time status display including your battery voltage, session runtime, total BB count, loading speed, and in the middle is your BB setting. When adjusting the BB loading count setting, if you toggle the knob up and down, it'll jump between increments of 30, 50, 120, and 250 rounds as a preset quick setting option. If you toggle the knob left or right, it'll go up or down by 1 BB count from the current display. Jumping into the OLED screen menu, you can also control screen brightness. You can change the auto timer for the display, and you can also change the auto shutdown timer to save battery. The unit has a built-in voltage cutoff, overheat protection, and auto shutdown after prolonged inactivity. This menu is also where you go to manually power off the loader. Included in the package are 4 nozzle adapters, which include for gas blowback mags, shotgun shells, piston magazines, AG mags, and spring bolt action mags. There's also a few additional adapters you can get separately for a few bucks on the T238 website, including an unloading adapter that replaces the top cover window and lets you quickly unload your magazines back into the ammo cache, a GBLS adapter, a PTW adapter, and a G17 adapter. The T238 loader design is clear and see-through, which is a bonus since it easily lets you see loading progress, jam issues, and to confirm if the loader is running empty. When the loader is empty or running on low, the loader will make a buzz sound, in addition to a notification on the OLED screen so you know exactly what's going on. The nozzles are a quick change, which is a bonus, and you can do it by depressing the loading nozzle and turning it 90 degrees to either lock it in place or unlock it. There is no set screw or anything to hold the nozzle in as it's securely held in via spring pressure. T238 also sent me the quick unload adapter that replaces the top BB field cover. You just pop out the original cover and snap in the new one for this great little upgrade. Don't forget to take the rubber tip out of the original cover. This little piece helps keep the cover down and closed. There is also 4 little small rubber feet, which are just anti-slip pads you can add to the bottom. I chose to put them just offset from the screws, as in case I need to open the unit later, I didn't want to have to peel the pads off. One of the impressive things about the T238 loader is that it can load a full EPM1 250 round magazine. The EPM1 250 round magazines are known to be notoriously tough on gears of the Sidewinder speed loaders. I've actually stripped a few sets of gears on the Sidewinder myself, even for the ones that were specifically marketed for the EPM ones. I loaded over a dozen different magazines to test this out, and they were mainly a variety of M4, PDW, P90, and MP5 mid-cap AEG mags ranging from 80 to 250 round capacity. I'll also show you how to load a high-cap mag, or really any gas blowback mag at the very end. The loader offers manual loading or fixed quantity loading, and that can be set between 1 to 999 rounds. You can long hold the knob in one direction to accelerate the rate for adjusting the BB count. The longer you hold the knob, the faster the count will go. If you set the quantity to 0, that puts it into the manual loading mode, leaving you to decide when to stop loading. Even if you set the BB load to a fixed quantity, the loader will automatically stop as a mechanism of protection if it meets up with high resistance or if there's a jam detected. Using the OLED screen to set a fixed count is a great perk for things like milsim events where you may have magazine and ammo limits. The max loading rate quoted by T238 is 21 BBs per second. That is to be on a fully charged 11.1 volt battery, which will read at 12.6 volts. In practice, I found the actual loading rate to be around 14 to 16 BBs per second using a charged up 11.1 volt LiPo battery. And it's also normal to hear the loader slow down a bit as it picks up more resistance while loading the end of the mag. The lower your battery charge, or if you use something like a 7.4 volt battery, the slower the loader will run, which is exactly the same as how your motor works in your airsoft rifle. The anti-stall protection is great, so that'll help prevent gear damage during the event of a jam or a stall. The loader has a jam clearing function as well, where the gears are vibrated or reversed back and forth to back out a jam. However, I've yet to experience this. Overall, when using the loader, I found the joystick style knob quite functional, but a little bit less tactile feeling than I would have hoped for. This leaves it feeling a tad sticky at times. In general, the loader can easily load all the different types of magazines I put at it. One tip to ensure a full magazine loading is to ensure you align your magazine feed tube as straight as possible with the loader. The main thing I noticed would be the mag resistance could pick up, especially if you had the magazine at some weird cockeyed angle. And in such a case, the loader would auto stop. This is actually a safety feature to prevent jams and malfunctions from the loader trying to push too hard against high resistance. The live BB count on the OLED screen is great to watch because then you can know if your magazine's topped up or not. If it doesn't load all the way, you could simply attempt to reload it again after realigning how you hold the mag, and then you could top it up to the end. When you hold the magazine well aligned, I found the loader to work perfectly for the wide variety of mag styles and spring stiffnesses. One other trick required for gas blowback magazines is you really have to hold the spring all the way back for the loader to be able to fill the magazine. The adapter does work to allow the BBs to get into the magazine feed lips. However, due to the angle of the BB flow, it does hit higher resistance than a normal AEG mag. To prevent the auto stop feature from kicking in, simply pull the spring back on your gas magazines before loading. For the Glock G17 mags, they have a separate G17 adapter because the G17 mag lips are not actually compatible with their gas blowback adapter. I don't have a G17 mag, so I can't demonstrate it, but it's basically a tool to allow you to hold the spring back easier, and it presents a nozzle opening at the rear of the magazine. This unit is quite compact, can fit into standard ammo containers, making it super easy to carry it around with you directly onto the field. In my ammo container, I like to bring my loader, my extra ammo, tools, and other consumables needed for a full game of sustainment. Stock unit comes with a palm loading wheel, and I've asked T238 about its durability. They've claimed so far that they haven't heard cases of it stripping, so that's reassuring. But they do have a metal loading wheel upgrade that you can purchase separately. They even have the file available on Thingsverse for the wheel upgrade if you want a metal print or CNC it yourself.